Joining me now is Congressman Jim Jordan, ranking member of House Judiciary. Congressman, where could this lead?
Well, we don't know. We'll see what the Justice Department may do. But what we have to do in Congress is exactly what Senator Grassley, Senator Johnson are doing. We got to make sure we get all the facts out there. But the truth is the country's already figured this out. This Rush Limbaugh had a book, several years ago. See, I told you so. We all told him this was the case. The laptop was real. The eyewitness was real. The documents, the emails were real. 10% for the big guy was real. It was accurate. Everyone knew this, just big tech and big media and the Democrat Party all colluded, along with 51 former intel people, all colluded to keep this information from the American people just days before the most important election we have. So, yeah, Hunter Biden took millions from folks in Russia. The wife of the mayor of Moscow took millions from Ukrainian energy company and took millions of dollars from companies with connections to the Chinese Communist Party. It was all true. It was all accurate. It was all real. We just got to highlight it because the American people are so fed up with this administration. They got to know all the facts. And I think, as Senator Cruz just said, there's a good chance we take back the majority this fall.
Yeah, this is why I want to know what was really said in that phone call between Biden and Xi. I want to know what they said. I want the whole transcript. They wanted the Ukraine call with Zelensky and Trump. I want that transcript. I don't want China's spin. I don't want Biden's spin. I want the transcript. By the way, here's how the media thinks they're handling the coverage of the Hunter Biden scandals.
As an investigative reporter, do you look at the Hunter Biden story and say, there's a lot more to dig into here?
The Hunter Biden story is Hunter Biden is being investigated by the Justice Department and by the IRS, as I understand it at this point. And so it seems that there's no shortage of legal interest in Hunter Biden.
Congressman, so that means that this shouldn't be discussed in the media.
Well, think of the obvious comparison. Look what they're doing to the wife of a Supreme Court justice who is simply engaging in her First Amendment rights to advocate and talk about issues that she cares about. Look what they're trying to do to her compared to the son of the commander-in-chief who took money from companies connected to the Chinese Communist Party. Imagine what they would do if this was one of the Trump children. I mean, that is so ridiculous. The country, again, is so much smarter than these Democrats in Washington and the press in Washington who thinks they're just so much more smarter than us, than us folks across the flyover country. The country gets this, and they know how ridiculous that all sounds.
Well, speaking of outrageous scandals, I got to give props to NBC because they're reporting that as much as $80 billion, or 10% of the $800 billion handed out in COVID cash, known as the Paycheck Protection Program, was stolen. That's on top of the $90 billion to $400 billion. That's a big scan there, believed to have been stolen from the $900 billion COVID unemployment relief program. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We all know that. We knew that in the beginning, that this was going to be a honeypot for scamsters. Congressman, not one more penny should be spent on the COVID issue until this fraud is fully investigated and the government claws some of this money back.
Well, yeah, Laura, think about $250 billion lost or stolen, $300 billion of COVID money that's out there that's unspent. Joe Biden wants to spend $22 billion more, and that doesn't even count the $5.8 trillion budget he just introduced, which, oh, by the way, had historic tax increases in that budget. That's the Democrat America that they want. That kind of spending, that kind of lack of oversight, big government going crazy. That's the Biden agenda, not to mention all the bad things that have happened with policy decisions they made. That's, again, why I think the American people are so fed up with this, they're going to make a change, hopefully, in a big way this November.
Voters roar back. Congressman, thank you. And not